shoulder problems, but she's healthy enough to get the start today for LSU. So we're underway. The Gamecocks in the dark uniforms, LSU in white.
This teams have a left side thumper who really hammers the ball hard.
LSU rising at the net.
Yeah, and they need to be better at the net right now. That's something South Carolina has done very well early on here in set one. They've controlled the net, blocked well, funneled the ball to their defender as well, Harris, their libero.
South Carolina at the timeout was tied with LSU in kills, so no difference there. But the difference was 4 attack errors by LSU and only 1 for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, the errors and the defense for South Carolina forcing LSU to take multiple swings on a number of rallies. There's a big block there from Piles.
That missed. So LSU gets the point and needs it.
Yeah, that was Robinson getting out of the way of Whitesides. These two players, kind of the stars for their team, and both products of the same high school in South Carolina, Malden High School.
That misses from Fralick.
And the Tigers are trying to maybe cut too fine a margin, especially on those line shots from the right side. They've missed a couple there.
As it turns out, for both of these teams, first set victories or losses have been extremely telling over the course of the season. For example, South Carolina is undefeated this year when it wins the first set. They've done it 12 times, and they're 12-0. LSU is only 4-9 when it loses the first set. And South Carolina, it's really uncanny how many only 3-set matches they've played.
Yeah, 22 of their matches. They're 12-0, as you said, when they win the first set, and they're 1-9 when losing the first set. Excuse me, that's a total of 21 of their matches so far.
But all but 8 of their matches have been played in 3 sets.
Yep. Feast or famine for them this year.
There you see the numbers for South Carolina. They don't win the first set. They don't win the matches. When they do win the first set, they win the matches, all of them. Journey Robinson heating up a little bit. And the Tigers need
coming there as well. They attacked at the setter, Bailey Ortega, forcing out a system play from the Tigers. But Robinson was up to the task, swung high, and got the kill.
So we've seen a 7-point run by South Carolina to assume the lead, and we've seen a 5-point run by LSU now in progress to retake the advantage at 17-16.
Yeah, and both of these teams are capable of being dominant at times. It's just about consistency. And that's going to be throughout the whole match here tonight, and it's been throughout the season as well. Coach Jill Wilson in the huddle there.
You see number 24 in the middle of your screen, Kimmy Thompson. Kimmy Thompson actually is a former teammate of Journey Robinson. Not in high school, but for 3 years on an elite travel ball volleyball squad in South Carolina. So Kimmy Thompson and Journey Robinson have a friendship, and they played together in travel ball for 3 years before parting and going to their respective universities.
Yeah, and they would travel down actually to Atlanta to the A5 club there, one of the best clubs in the country. Really phenomenal program down there. So they went and took advantage of some of the good coaches and being able to play with a whole bunch of great players from around that area.
This has been a successful run at the service line for the Tigers. LSU by 1, 20-19. Robinson rolls it over, but South Carolina ready for it. Whitesides off of Ortega. And we've forged another tie at 20.
Whitesides likes to attack that line. Trying to force the setter to defend.
9 ties in a closely played first set, Andrew. That hangs and then falls back on the South Carolina side.
Yeah, depending on which way the air currents were blowing here in the PMAC, you don't know which side it's going to fall on.
That's 3 service errors for South Carolina. LSU will take it and gets to 21, leading by 1. Bralick serving. Whitesides rolls it. Bralick is there. Ortega sets Robinson. Bang! Right into the campfire.
Yeah, really good job that time by LSU, moving the set inside a little bit for Robinson.
That's her 7th kill. She leads everybody after a slow start.
Got it right between the 2 blockers. The blockers were there for it. They knew she was coming in. They could not stop it.
Bralick looking for the 23rd point. Bralick digs. Ortega sets. Robinson again. And it's rejected. Point South Carolina.
Yeah, that's the setter, Sarah Jordan, along with Ellie Ruprecht, the middle there.
That is really good match. Texas A&M up 1-0. Both teams are 6-6 in the conference and tied for 6th place.
LSU right behind them. Let's see if Piles can get another service run going.
LSU rising in the middle and defending well.
Yeah, that set was low. Easy for Angie Lee there to put that one away.
Lee, a 6'2" sophomore from Long Island, New York. 2-0 Tigers. Second set. You can't do much about that. A perfect set. Last year between these teams, South Carolina won the first set but lost the match. In fact, they were up 2-1, and LSU came back to win it in 5 sets.
I think we're going to have a net violation. We are. That ball was like a birthday gift for Journey there, but it's tough to unwrap it. We'll see on the replay here.
We put you right in the action. Yep, clearly after the strike.
Yeah, just couldn't stop the forward momentum of her arm.
LSU has 10 attack errors. That's a lot. But still managed to survive those in the first set to win 20. That first set score was 26-24.
That ball just wide, about a half ball length there for Robinson. Tried to go for that right back corner again.
Victoria Harris, a freshman, is serving and dumps it into the net.
Second time she's missed one like that today.
LSU gives it right back. Bralick left it short. Allie Kirchhoff has generated the most service aces for LSU this year with 14. Journey Robinson has 11, but 31 errors. Kirchhoff with only 19 errors. That's pretty good. 14 to the good side, 19 misses.
Yeah, and those are the numbers in conference-only matches here. Kirchhoff really started to serve well as conference came around.
At times, she's kind of the designated server for LSU, if you will.
And she's been the target of some of the South Carolina serves as well, so we'll see if they continue to serve LSU's libero.
Robinson point, South Carolina.
Yeah,
they've been able to reject a couple of them from her lately.
Yeah, out of system play here. You see the bump set, and Journey's just trying to go a little bit too much power and a little too straight down. He needs to attack that high hands on out of system work.
McElvain serving again. Whiteside's off the defender. And just like they did in the first set, this is about the point in the first set when South Carolina went on a run. And they're on a 4-0 run right now after trailing 4-3. South Carolina hitting .333 in this set. LSU about 100 points lower than that. You could see Tom Mendoza there just slightly shaking his head as if to say, we don't need to be doing that.
No, I mean, when you start to get a run going, you just don't want to give it away. Force the other team to score the point.
Bonifay serving. For the season, 8 aces and only 9 errors for Bonifay. That's really good.
Yeah, in very little action. She's kind of been called upon to be a spot server and done well with that.
South Carolina leading by 3, 8-5, second set. LSU leads 1-0. Whitesides floats it to Robinson. Piles, rolls it well wide left.
Yeah, she had a lot of open court there in the right back position.
So another attack error for LSU.
This is just like set number 1. They're trying to be a little too fine with it. They can hit that ball 2-3 feet inside the sideline and it would still be a point.
LSU will take the Whitesides error. You know, these are critical because there's a lot of difference between a 10-5 lead and a 9-6 lead. You just gifted LSU the service error. That brings LSU within 3. So it's really a 2-point swing when you look at it like that.
Absolutely.
Wow. When you put it right there to Campbell Paris, she delivers her 3rd kill.
Yeah, and she's got such a high contact point. A sophomore. I mentioned she started the first 2 matches of the year at opposite, but Tyra Smith really has held that down ever since then. And Paris getting her first start since then.
Campbell Paris, though, had 2 late kills to help South Carolina in that first set.
She did. I mean, she was called upon while Whiteside was in the back row. And she executed. Good job by South Carolina middles as well, running behind and giving Paris a little bit of one-on-one.
Ortega with 5 aces, but 19 errors from the service line this year. Fralick got the start. She had a couple of early kills. That's her 3rd on the night.
Yeah, you'll see her in the replay. She's got room to go around the line. Was able to actually hit that towards the middle of the court around the outside the box. So
good vision by Fralick.
Yeah, Paris just needs to set that up a little wider.
And a mistake in timing and judgment by South Carolina. So LSU will take it, and the Tigers are now serving for the tie.
I tell you what, Whiteside, she's so quick. The footwork is quick. The arm swing is quick. It's the way she's able to get that done at the back row on what almost looked like a broken play.
That's her 9th kill. That's the most of anybody on the court. Fralick again.
Nice passing by LSU.
It
and a
was.
Good job
and
by
Tigers,
Angie Lee holding the middle blocker for South Carolina.
The Tigers had 2 potential strikers here. It's Fralick who gets it. You see the setup by Angie Lee. She could have been the target as well.
Yeah.
So it's tough to pick who to defend, right?
Right. Anati was just late to close.
That's a gift from Freilich, or to Freilich. That's 5 kills for her.
Yeah,
and LSU has forged a tie at 11.
Good no call there by the referee. That ball, I don't think had gotten to the net yet, but it was headed over and nobody there for South Carolina to make a play.
Piles. That's a strong serve. This will have to clear, and it does. Excellent work by the Gamecocks to keep it in play. Not a good set at all.
And that ball's off the side of LSU's block. Boy, Angie Lee had a really phenomenal sequence in there, but just couldn't get the. You see here.
That's
Campbell
off of
Paris.
Freilich.
Yeah. Paris playing well over there, so they're using her in the front row, and they're using Doherty in the back row, who's serving now. There's Angie Lee.
These teams have equally divided 24 points in the second set.
I'll take a dozen, you take a dozen.
Kirchhoff puts it in play. Whitesides rolls it. Robinson is there. That's Whitesides. That puts her in double figures. She's got 10 kills.
Yeah, I'd like to see that replay from the end line if we have a chance. Just a lot of room to hit around that block for Whitesides. LSU's setup's just got to get a little bit better.
Robinson changed the flow of that swing as she got it started. She looked like she was going to hammer it and then slowed everything down and threw a changeup to the floor.
Defense for South Carolina knew exactly what was happening, a well-formed block in front of her. And Journey did a good job on an inside set, just bringing it back to the line.
13 apiece. Your natural tendency is to take that big swing and hit it as hard as you can. That time, her decision-making won out profitably for the Tigers.
Absolutely. She's showing more and more of that as the season goes on.
Freilich, who's known as a good server. Back 16 aces for Freilich this year against only 20 errors.
Smith got going there.
South Carolina by 1. LSU was victorious in the first set. Journey Robinson. No stopping that one. That's an excellent set, giving Robinson some choices high above the net.
Yeah, and you see she's really going to win the battle against that blocker, the setter Sarah Jordan for South Carolina.
She needs 1 kill, does Journey Robinson, to tie Whitesides with 10. 14 each. South Carolina comes right back with the swing by Ruprecht. And we'll take a timeout. Again, another Piles. Journey Robinson just missed it, just mishit it from the back row. LSU never really looked in sync right there.
Yeah, the timing on that set was certainly off, and also might have been further off the net than Journey wanted it.
South Carolina is hitting 500 in this set. LSU less than 200.
Yeah, and you would think that LSU would be a lot further behind.
Right.
But they're staying in there. Part of it there is some of those service errors. 7 now in the match for the Gamecocks.
Well, and 4 of them in this set alone. This for the tie at 16. Nope. Jones couldn't get it over. Kirchhoff comes back in as the libero. Jones leaves. Robinson and Freilich also on the back row. And the serve to Kirchhoff. Perfectly set up. Lee has 4 of them. You talked about the need, if LSU were to be successful tonight, the need for those two to contribute offensively as well as defensively.
Yeah, LSU really hasn't had a pin hitter produce besides Robinson this year, so the emergence of these 2 young middles has really been special for LSU. They really need to keep that going, and these kids, as we mentioned, freshmen and sophomore, they'll be around for a few more years.
They are still very young. They are greener than a leprechaun's closet, but potential is pretty high. There's yet another service error. That's got to be concerning. That's 6 of them in this set alone.
Free ball coming here for LSU.
Let's see who wins the joust. It's Robinson. That ball was just hanging over the net. Both teams were, 120 in this set. And only 145 for the night, yet leads 1-0 in sets and trails by 2 here in the second set. Brooke Doherty serving. Freilich. Not much you can do about that. That's Tyra Smith.
Yeah, and she hit for a pretty good percentage from the right, 239. Over 2 kills per set. Could not afford to lose that one to Georgia. A serve there for Doratine.
She's a 6-foot junior transfer from Elon out of Holly Springs, North Carolina.
Again, she's playing the back row position for Elena Johnson, who's out tonight for the first time all season.
LSU rises to block it, and the deflection goes out of bounds. This is the largest lead for South Carolina, 22-17, on the verge of evening the score after 2 sets. LSU desperately needs this point. And is going to get it as Lee pushed it. That ball might have been out of bounds, but Sarah Jordan touched it in flight.
Yeah, it was probably going to be close to that corner. We'll see here on the replay. She pushes it right to the corner on the bottom right of your screen. I think maybe it was going to come in. The defense was just sucked in too far.
Whitesides cannot beat Ortega. This is Robinson. This has got to clear. Did it touch a South Carolina player? No.
That was a good set by Kirchhoff on the busted play.
And then Freilich missed it. And South Carolina gets the point and has a 5-point lead at 23. Robinson cannot get it past the blockers, and South Carolina is 1 point away from winning the second set.
South Carolina, I think just their 3rd block tonight. They're all on Robinson. Great play by Jess Jones to keep it.
Picture of Whiteside's and Robinson in high school. They went to the same high school. Whitesides is a couple of years older. And what a duo that must have been at that one high school.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Whitesides, I don't think she won a state championship in high school. Journey Robinson did.
Right, no, she did not. She did not. So later on, after she had graduated and Journey was an upperclassman, they got a title.
That's a nice angle shot by LSU. 4 kills for Lainey Piles now.
Yeah, let's watch how LSU makes some changes offensively here. They had some good shot selection, but they were just missing a little out of bounds. So it was a good shot by Piles again, cross court. We'll see if Robinson can avoid the block here. For South Carolina, I want to see how the libero does, who just had the pass there, Harris. She's been stellar defensively so far.
Robinson rises and blocks it. Watch number 5 in white. Perfect camera work. Her hands were expertly placed, and she sent it the other way.
Yeah, good job kind of reaching back into the center of the court a little bit as Angie Lee was late to close.
That misses by a bunch. LSU is generous from the service line. Journey Robinson whacks it off Onati, and that's 10 kills for Robinson. Just not a lot Onati could do with that. You're in a position where not a lot can go right.
Yeah, she's trying to play libero over there and defend against Robinson.
Whitesides continues to do it.
Got a dozen now.
Whitesides, her style and Journey Robinson's style offensively very similar to me.
Yeah, I mean, they're both power players. And I think Journey has a little bit more power than Riley, but Riley plays with it.
Both have the ability to hang in the air and maneuver while in flight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are superior athletes. Kind of like Angie Lee there. Sure, is that Robinson?
Yep.
Robinson again, and she's in double digits now. Got that line shot.
Four 3 Tigers, third set. We are tied 1 set apiece. And that is pushed beautifully, dumped by Ruprecht.
Yeah, well placed by the 5th-year player, Ellie Ruprecht. Approached hard and then just tipped it right over the block.
For each, Whiteside serving. LSU will gladly take yet another service error. That's number 10 at least.
Yeah, well, they were not able to take advantage of in set number 2, where South Carolina missed 6 serves. So we'll see what they can do here. Robinson, who leads his team in aces, will serve again. We saw Bonifay serve for her earlier.
Campbell Paris has found a home right there, right?
Yeah, obviously a very capable player, the sophomore. Listed as a right side, but gets the start today on the left.
That's Paris again. Jones says no. K-N-E-A-U-X.
Watch here on the replay. Good job by Jones. Getting out here quick. Holding those hands up high and over the net.
LSU by 1. Third set. Whitesides from the back row.
The connection between Jordan and Whitesides on those back row attacks is really a thing of beauty for South Carolina. They are in rhythm every time they get it done.
And that's easier said than done, isn't it?
It certainly is. And Whitesides has hit from 3 different zones back there, right down the middle and both sides of it.
6 each, third set.
There's Harris again, well positioned.
She's wearing a brace on her left leg. South Carolina by 1, serving for an 8-6 advantage. LSU going with a back row attack from Pralick.
Yeah, and earlier in the rally you saw that Ortega was out of sync for South Carolina, was asking about.
So after all of the discussion, LSU retains the point. South Carolina loses the challenge. And no chance right there for Allie Kirchhoff.
Yeah, Albianati was not happy to wait so long. She wanted her kill really badly.
And she gets it right here.
Anati started every match her senior year here for the Gamecocks.
From Slidell, Louisiana.
Yep, her high school coach is here watching.
Robinson comes up short. It's amazing the similarities we've seen through 2.5 sets now. These things have been played almost in parallel universes.
Yeah, and so many ties so far.
That's perfect for Angie Lee. When she gets the run up and that kind of set, there are a lot of options.
Yeah, does a good job with a deep transition. Keeps the ball in front of her and gets in on time.
7 kills for Angie Lee. That's those numbers you were talking about earlier, Andrew. If they wanted to get some offensive production, they're getting some.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's raised her hitting percentage almost 50 points from pre-conference to SEC play.
Not an easy thing to do. There's another swing and another kill for Angie Lee.
Yeah, and that kills per set average for Angie just keeps going up.
She's a very studious student, majoring in engineering.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even when she works summer camps here at LSU, you can find her with a book in her hand most of the time.
Very analytical is Angie Lee. Whitesides. LSU should be able to set it for Robinson. Yes.
Robinson trying to catch up to her former high school teammate in kills. That's a dozen now for Journey.
Whitesides has 2 more than that.
But she's only 3 years older.
That's right.
One more time for Whitesides.
That's 15 for her to lead everybody.
She attacks both corners very effectively.
That's well wide. A point for South Carolina as Robinson misses.
Yeah, and she was going for the shot there. Took a little bit of the power off.
Now, Journey has double figures in kills, but her hitting percentage is way down tonight.
Yeah, lots of errors so far. Remember, she's been blocked 3 times. I didn't talk about this in the second set. I saw it, but Harris really not serving very tough. I'm really impressed with her defense, her positioning. but not serving very tough, and that ball was put on a plate for LSU's offense to run.
And AC Freilich now has 7 kills.
Good night for AC, the sophomore.
Lee has 8, Robinson 12. Whiteside's off of Freilich and Jones, point South Carolina.
Well, this is something I think Whitesides does better than Robinson. Even though Robinson's numbers are better as a sophomore, Whitesides, as a fifth-year player, really has a lot of experience. And her out-of-system swings, when LSU knows that the ball is going to Whitesides, Whitesides is still successful.
Again, much easier said than done, right?
Absolutely.
South Carolina now starting to show some mid-set spirit. Leads by 2, 13-11.
Yeah, and they've made some adjustments on Freilich, who's hitting that second tempo ball on the right side. She hit it cross court a lot earlier, and that time the block set up there to deny her.
Elizabeth McElveen is serving. Excellent serve. Ortega sets for Robinson. Yes, she cranked it off McElveen.
Yeah, McElveen in perfect position, but that ball's just going to get on you too quick when you hit it down the line.
That ball was smacked over Sarah Jordan and, quote, under McElveen. Whitesides. Excellent play by Freilich to keep it alive. Robinson finishes. So just when LSU needed a pair of points, it achieves that. We had 10 ties in the first set. We had 6 more in the second set. And Andrew, guess how many we've got right now, midway through the third set? How many ties?
Already 7.
More than that.
Wow.
11.
Oh. Holy guacamole.
This one is tighter than a tick in a blood bank. Think about that one for a while, if you have the stomach for it. Whiteside's off the defender, still playable. How about that? LSU prevails. Jones finishes, but it took some defense deep off the backside of the court to keep that extant.
Kirchhoff with the big run down back there, and Jess Jones, we haven't talked about her much, but here she is. Finds the hole in the block.
So LSU on a well-played long rally wins it, 14-13 Tigers, third set. Whitesides again. 17 kills to lead everybody. Robinson has her 11th double-double this year, the 16th of her career. 14 kills and 10 digs. How about that block?
Yep, the big 6'5" Paris Campbell.
Back to play we go. That missed from Campbell Paris, the sophomore from Barrington, Illinois. And yet another tie. That's number 12. That's number 13 in this set alone.
13 out of 15 possible. Great pass.
Oh, well, nicely done. Shoved over by Sarah Jordan.
Yeah, we'll give Whitesides the assist there on that pass. Let's see where
Let's look at
Whitesides
the
ranks.
SEC kills leaders right here. You see Kennedy Martin from Florida leading the SEC. Journey Robinson is second.
Yeah, and if we showed the top 10 in the NCAA, I think we'd still see two of those players on there.
You would.
Martin and Robinson.
That's the first service error in a while, but the number has been excessive for South Carolina.
In double digits.
That's 11. And an ace for LSU. That's the second ace for the Tigers. How many service errors for LSU tonight? We'll check it. Only 4. 2 aces, 2 errors from the service line. Jessica Jones puts it in play. I'll tell you what, that point's going to go to LSU, but Victoria, like they had some liniment or something, trying to loosen that shoulder.
Yeah, and we heard from the staff she could have played in the last match against Kentucky if they needed her. And when did they not need her? But yeah, she's been nursing that injury a little bit throughout the season.
LSU by 1.
And let me tell you the work that Robinson's having to do. Tigers have had 24 swings here in set 3. Well, Robinson's got 12 of them. Exactly half of them have gone to her.
Angie Lee hit it deep. South Carolina tried to defend it and couldn't do it.
Well, that's what the Tigers need. Get some other attackers involved, especially those middles who hit at such a great percentage.
Excellent dig by Kirchhoff. Point Tigers.
I see Freva getting a little off-speed action in there. She's got 8 kills tonight.
Robinson 14, Lee has 9, Fralick with 8. Whitesides leads everybody with 17. Campbell Paris has 7. Fralick kept it alive somehow, but South Carolina comes away with the point.
Lou, showing your age.
Oh, absolutely. Point Tigers in the third set. Ortega couldn't handle it from the middle. That swing by Anati.
Yeah, Anati hits a pretty good percentage all season long. They just don't get her the ball enough.
Right.
Would love to get her double-digit attempts. Doesn't always happen.
LSU by 4. Whitesides, it looked wide, it was. LSU by 5 and 2 away from 25.
It's just Riley's third attacker tonight. Still hitting 350 on 40 swings, so still very, very efficient.
Indeed. Blaney Piles hits a really good serve. Whitesides, that's rejected. Saved by Doherty. And then put down, deep right corner.
Yeah, well, you nailed it. Doherty making that one-handed diving save in the back. Keep that block off the ground. There it is.
And the ensuing swing results in a point for South Carolina. Whitesides again.
There's that serve from Harris. I think she needs to get tougher on it.
This time she could not handle the power from LSU.
Angie Lee with the kill down the line with a slide attack, but Harris, even though she didn't get that one, I mean, well positioned. Her positioning all night long has been superb.
You spoke about it when we started the broadcast, the need for Angie Lee to be active and effective offensively. She has been. That was her 11th kill. So LSU unable to get that set point, but it's still got 4 more chances. Elizabeth McElveen serving for South Carolina. LSU 24, South Carolina 20.
Whiteside's coming up defensively there.
By the way, if you're curious, Angie Lee's season high in kills was a whopping 19 against Alabama. McElveen serving again, 24-21. She hits a floater. Robinson has to leap to get it. Braylick, no. That's long, 24-22. There is pressure on number 19. She floats it home. Robinson misses wide. And South Carolina has 4 straight points. It needs another one to avoid a loss here in the 3rd set. LSU has not. Tiles. And there's that big swing from Campbell Paris again.
Yeah, nice and high through the top of the block. The deflection carries it away from the LSU defense.
8 kills for her. Paris's career best in kills is 9, so she's closing in on that. Sometimes the statistical loser in the set.
Absolutely. That was the big win. South Carolina overcoming 6 service errors in set 2 to win it. Double contact there.
4 Tigers were getting to know each other there under the net. They all went scrambling for it.
Absolutely. That's another block again on Journey.
South Carolina 3, LSU 1. We have had multiple ties, multiple lead changes. And Angie Lee able to get the kill.
Yeah, nice and smart off the side of the block there.
That's 12 for her. LSU rising defensively.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that ball crossed, and they ended up calling it. It hit the antenna, so
it was out. Watch that red and white antenna. That definitely hit it. That's out of bounds. That comes up a little bit short. Point Tigers.
Yeah,
and LSU has a 4-3 lead.
That wasn't Whiteside's from the back row, so maybe that's why we saw the misconnection there between Doherty and Harris.
If LSU wins this set, it wins the match. If South Carolina wins this set, we go to 5.
I think Allie Kirchhoff maybe was trying to get out of the way of that ball.
Yeah, she knew that once she touched it, it was going to be the point for South Carolina. We're locked up at 4.
It's 20th kill for Whitesides. fifth-year player of Whiteside's caliber, you'd think she'd get to 20 kills more often, but just the 5th time in her career she's over 20.
Yeah, that's a big number, but it's a little bit surprising, and I'm with you. I would have thought she would have double-figure times at 20 kills or more.
Yeah, and I think South Carolina, even though she is their best offensive player, they haven't been one-dimensional with her throughout the years, so they've been able to spread it around.
You know, there have been 34 ties in this match. 34.
It's about what we expected. Two teams kind of mired, as I said, in the middle of the SEC standings. Statistically, they're very much the same. They don't do anything very poorly or at the bottom of the conference, but they don't have any stats in the top 5 in either one of these teams.
Now the Tigers insert the designated server, Sophie Bonifay. 8 aces, only 5 errors for Bonifay on the year. Bonifay saves it in the back row. Piles. Piles.
Just recycled that one.
Piles. Well done by South Carolina. It kept the pressure on, and Sarah Jordan finished it.
Yeah, that ball stayed in that 5 feet right there by LSU's left front for a few rallies.
Oh, just for the record, now we have the 35th tie.
Absolutely. We're going to keep a counter on that. Maybe we can get one on the corner of the screen.
That's Piles. It's sent back. Robinson, back row. Saved by Whitesides. Whitesides, back row. Point Tigers.
Yeah, missed that one, did Riley. Jess Jones there to deny it, even if not. Get a good look at it here. I don't think it crossed the net. It might have. Jones will get credit for that block.
LSU by 1. Jessica Jones serving.
Let's see if they attack at her again. Nope, that time down the line.
And there's Campbell Paris again. She offers an option offensively at 6 feet 5 inches.
Yeah, and just a sophomore, and got a couple of upperclassmen who are going to be moving on next year, so looks like she'll find a spot in the lineup.
And we're tied for the 36th time. But not for long. South Carolina moves out in front 8-7. This is a set the Gamecocks desperately need. That's a misplay by LSU as Kirchhoff just really didn't send it to anybody.
Ace serve for Ruprecht, and South Carolina has mixed up which one of their middles has served tonight. Sometimes it's been Onati and sometimes it's been Ruprecht, with Harris the libero serving for the opposite one. Just dependent on the set, so Tom Mendoza switching things up.
That's pushed home successfully by Onati at Alabama.
Great pancake there by Kirchhoff.
Indeed it was. There's the little dump shot, the little dink. Well done by Campbell Paris. That's the first time that she has thrown the changeup at the Tigers.
Yeah, and with that high contact point, it's easy for her to get it down.
Paris, by the way, now has a season high of 10 kills. Have inserted Ona Tebdarazi, the junior from the country of Georgia, by way of Miami-Dade College. Tebdarazi wears number 1 in white. Let's see if it kills as she extends her season's high number. South Carolina by 3. Both of these teams desperately need a victory tonight to improve their still slim chances for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and the Tigers maybe need to win out.
Yep. And
South Carolina certainly can't afford to lose to a team below them in the RPI, which is what's happening here tonight.
Tabdarazi will serve it.
We saw their schedule. If they drop to Florida, that'd be understandable, but they've got to take the ones that they can. Joust over the net.
Once again, it's Campbell Paris.
Yeah, Paris had just 36 kills on the season coming into today in one match. She's got a third of that now. For Angie Lee, she gets a nice lucky bounce there.
That may be 15 kills for her. I think it is. If so, yes. That ties her with Journey Robinson, 15 apiece to lead LSU. And she's hitting .565 is Angie Lee. That's a winning number.
She just gets better and better.
Whitesides has 20 kills to lead everybody, and Campbell Paris has a dozen. That's her season's high. 21 kills now for Whitesides. Her career high is 23. So she's closing in on a place she hasn't been but once. LSU on the back row, unable to keep that one in play from Remy Nuss. Remy out of Overland Park, Kansas. She's a defensive specialist, libero. Looking left, and then hitting it down the line on the right side. Freilich looked away and then found the open spot. Jump serve, she's a good server. You just can't defend that. And you don't know where it's going. And it comes off the hand at a wicked angle and a lot of velocity from Whitesides again.
Yeah, and in that line attack, you're about 15 feet away from the attacker. Cross court, you can be 25 feet away or so. You have quite a bit more time, almost twice as much time to react to it.
So she's one short of her career high. She's got 22 kills. One more and she'll tie her all-time best.
Tough competitor, though.
Oh, tough as a green pine cone. Tabdarazi. Overpass. LSU with some miscommunication. Freilich and Ortega.
Freilich did the right thing, trying to call off Ortega so that the setter can get the second ball, and Freilich trying to take the first. But then they just didn't get out of the way of each other early enough.
And your point. That missed. Jones could not get it in the court. And this is the largest lead for South Carolina at 18-13. South Carolina could tie this match at 2 sets each with a victory in set number 4. That appeared long, and it was.
Yeah, it didn't miss by much.
This has turned into a long match, and we've got the potential to go to 5 sets. A war of attrition here tonight. LSU down by 4. Tabdarazi pushes it deep. Whitesides was there. Oh, there is Campbell Paris again. She just continues to add to her career best in kills.
So good to see this kid when she got the opportunity to perform well. And she's in for Elena Johnson, who has almost 3 kills per set, second on the team in production.
And as you mentioned earlier, she had played in every set this year.
Absolutely. I started every match and played in every set.
So the next kill she gets tonight will be an all-time high for a very good player. Tebdarazi.
You know, I said I was really looking forward to watching her play indoor volleyball.
Yeah, you did. Ortega was able to flail at it to keep it alive. A little bit of mistiming there by South Carolina, and LSU makes the Gamecocks pay.
Macy Freilich getting it done again from the right side. She's in double-digit kills as well.
She's got 11, Robinson with 16, Lee with 15. LSU with Tebdarazi at the service line, looking for its 19th point, trailing by 2. LSU cannot serve it cleanly. That is a critical service error. 21-18 now, as LSU presents a gift to South Carolina. I'll tell you what, if you're working the concession stand tonight and you're on commission, you're doing pretty good. This has been a long match.
Absolutely. But are they on commission? You would know, man.
Robinson, that's rejected on the back row by Doherty. And then LSU comes away with a point.
It took her 2 chances, but she got it.
That's Doherty on the dig. And then Robinson just with a little tap. 21-19. LSU serving, trailing by 2. Back row Whitesides, and it rolls off the LSU defenders. That is 24 kills for Whitesides. That swing gives her a new career high.
Picked the right day to come, man. I'm telling you.
Indeed, and you predicted this. Well, they're saying that was not Whitesides, so we may have misidentified. That might have been Doherty.
Yeah, my bad, it was Doherty.
That is Robinson.
No misidentification there. I heard the hole in the floor.
That floor is still vibrating. (22-20). Whitesides off of Nuss. And that one hammered down.
Tyra Smith from the right side here.
Watch number 4.
One-on-one with Journey Robinson.
A lot of space to shoot for, and she found the middle. 23-20. What a big point this is for both teams.
One of the better servers for South Carolina back there.
Robinson got a good set. And that's pushed home. 24-20. That's the 24th kill. Whitesides.
Yeah, and showing her beach volleyball vision there. Seeing a little 4-shoe. 3 of their 4 were early on in the first 2 weekends of the year. Had a big 3-2 win over Texas A&M in conference play. Angie Lee getting things started in the 5th.
That is her 16th kill. She and Robinson have 34 between them. And add 11 for Freilich.
Yeah, Freilich in double digits for just the 3rd time this year.
Tebdarazi off the defender. Tebdarazi off the defender. Back row attack, Whitesides. Ortega keeps it alive. Set for Tebdarazi. How about that from Victoria Harris again? And finally, South Carolina wins a well-contested point.
Yep, and it's our friend over there, Campbell Paris.
Wow, she's having quite the day as well. 14 kills for her. We'll check to see how that stacks up in her career.
I think she's got 19 as a career high.
LSU comes back and gets a point.
One more time for Angie Lee, 17 now, hitting 600. It was close, by the way. Campbell Paris as high as 18 in her career, not 19.
Brooke Doherty is going to serve. Campbell Paris, indeed, her career high is 18 kills. 2 apiece, 5th set. How about that defense?
Both sides with pancakes.
Great work by Sarah Jordan for South Carolina. LSU flailing away. And South Carolina rejects it and takes a 3 in this telling 5th set. You can't do it any better than that. South Carolina with 9 blocks, LSU has 6. Nuss got wrong-footed trying to chase it down. There wasn't much she could do about it. Watch that ball change direction. He was hustling to her left, and the ball came back right.
Yeah, Nuss was just pursuing to the corner to back up Kirchhoff there.
A point in the middle for the Tigers. Jessica Jones. That's 7 kills for her, 7 quiet ones. She's 4th on the team today. Robinson 19, Lee 18, Freilich with 11, Jones now 8. And we've got a little repair job on Victoria Harris.
Won't take long, just a Band-Aid on the finger.
(6-4) LSU. The deciding 5th set underway.
LSU going to make a tactical change here in the 5th set, going with the 6-2, Lynn. So Shea Bruntmeyer, the freshman, along with Jade Demps, the transfer from Wisconsin, are in for.
Back and forth we go, 6-5 Tigers. Sarah Jordan has a season high 59 assists in this game. Her career high is 1 more than that.
She'll get that before we get to the end.
Nuss runs it down. Right sides finishes it. 25 for her. So she's got a game's worth by herself.
Absolutely.
A set's worth. 6 each, 5th set. McElveen serving. Robinson a little bit wide. That didn't miss by much, but it was wide right.
Yeah, and she's missed that cross-court shot a couple times. I'd like to see them attack the line a little bit more. It's something that Piles and Tev Durazny have not really done. LSU, by the way, back into the 5-1.
Overpass. That puts LSU under pressure in South Carolina. Importantly, perhaps, for LSU, that a loss here would severely damage their hopes of any postseason. Robinson rolls it over. Whiteside's, was it touched? No. Point LSU. Whiteside
game into a 3-point game with the overrule there.
9-6.
Got it again.
Whiteside's. LSU receiving serve. Whiteside's again.
Well, it all comes down to the dig by Harris, which puts the ball up to the net. Sarah Jordan delivers a beautiful ball out to Whitesides.
And now Jade Demps is coming into the match, and I believe it's the first time we've seen her today.
Second, earlier in this set, that her and Bruntmeyer came in, so they're trying to get Demps a bigger blocker in front of Whitesides.
Number 23 in white. Whitesides with a career-high 28 kills, career-high 63 attacks, and a season-high 5 blocks. And LSU gets a much needed point.
Kill number 20 for Journey tonight, so another 20-kill performance for her.
Well, a point there by South Carolina may have just tossed ice on the Tigers' chances. That's the 8th 20-plus kill match and the 10-plus dig match.
Yeah, it's the 8th with 20 and 10. It is her 11th 20-kill match this season, but her 8th with 10 digs as well.
By the way, those numbers lead all power conferences. There's the dink, and South Carolina gets it down.
I mean, she's been going power, dropping it in nice and easy. So LSU going right back to the 6-2. I hope they don't get called for out of rotation here.
That one is pumped over by Sarah Jordan. And South Carolina has extended its lead to 6. LSU will make a couple of substitutions. Graylick comes back in for the Tigers. Ortega comes back in for the Tigers.
Sarah Jordan, you see there, 6 attacks tonight, 4 kills, no errors. So exactly what you want out of your center.
Whiteside needs 1 kill to get 30.
Harris.
Yep, great save on the back row. That is wide and South. And so it's a 5-point lead for South Carolina, 13-8.
Chance here, but cannot come up with that dig.
Was that Whitesides again?
Who do you think?
Yep. Guess what? Number 30. 30 kills tonight.
What a night for Riley Whitesides. I really want to see her play indoor volleyball. Today was my day.
Match point for South Carolina, and they've got a lot to work with, leading 14-8.
Another dig for Whitesides to add to that big double-double total she has.
That's a point for South Carolina.